morning, good afternoon, and good evening, eXp family. Welcome to Level Up. My name is Alyssa Specht. I'm with eXp University. So pumped to be here with you today. And as always, I want to start by just welcoming back our return viewers. Also, I want to take a moment to acknowledge those who might be joining us for the very first time today. Welcome to Level Up. We are streaming live today on YouTube within eXp World on Workplace. We're going to be bringing you training that's going to help you level up your business, level up your life. Now, we go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with training that's going to help you grow in any market. Now, I'm going to give you the rundown of what we're looking at today, what we've got going on. But before I do, I want to take a moment to ask you to do something. I want you to chime in on the chat box right now. We've got quite a community around us right now. So let us know in the comments or in the chat box, where are you joining us today? And if you are feeling so bold, tell us, what is one skill that you want to work on right now? So comment in the chat box, where are you and what skills do you need to work on right now? Once our sessions get started today, I can try to offer some resources for those who are looking to build those skills. I will be bold here and start this off by telling you that I am joining you from kind of a dreary Green Bay, Wisconsin today. And I am looking to build up my scripting game. So that's mine. What is yours? Let us know in the chat. Chime in. All right, guys. So I told you that I'm going to give you the rundown of what's happening today. So here we go. So today on this beautiful Wealth Wednesday, first we are going to kick it off with the amazing Gogo Bethke. She's going to be talking about the top 10 tips for agent production in 2023. I'm super excited about this one. I love Gogo. She's always so fun and interesting to watch. And I can guarantee that you're going to hear something new, something you have not heard. Then after that, we are going to be talking to the Mike Sherrard, and he's going to tell us how we can put our recruiting on autopilot. That's intriguing, right? On autopilot? Interesting. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's toss this thing over to Gogo Bethke.
Hey guys, how are you? Let's do top 10 tips for production in 2023. And my name is Gogo Bethke. And I'm sipping on my boring black coffee because I'm doing intermittent fasting. So I don't eat or drink anything until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a good old boring black coffee. I feel so old every time I look at it. Okay, so let's talk about this. I have 10 tips for you for production. I believe that if COVID taught us anything, it taught us to go back to people. To go back to the good old ways when you form actual relationship and you spend time with people and they get to know you and you get to know them and then they send you their cousins. So are you ready to do that? Number one tip. Oh, I have a notebook and write this down. I have mine. Team Gogo EXP. Okay. So have a notebook and write this down. Hopefully you get as much as 1% change in your life today, something that you didn't know before that you're going to learn today. And I'm happy to help you with that, but also happy to contribute to your 365% change by the end of the year. If you change 1% a day, you will be a new person, not a new person, a 3.5 times better person that you were today by the end of the year. Okay, number one tip, never eat alone. What do I mean by that? I got this tip from a coach early in my real estate career, and it changed my life. If you think about it, my real name, you might know me as Gogo today, but my real name is Gyöngyvér. Yeah, good old Hungarian name. When I got that name, when I was born in Transylvania, Romania, my parents didn't know I'm going to be selling real estate in the US one day. So they didn't think of a fancy name, right? So try to sell real estate in Pinckney, Michigan with a name called Gyöngyvér. Good luck, right? They don't know if I'm a man or woman. They don't know how to pronounce it. So they would never even try to call me. So where I had my biggest success is as soon as I could get in front of you, if I can get physically in the same space with you, which open houses allowed me to do that, lunches allowed me to do that, anywhere events allowed me to do that, anywhere I can go in person, I know I can win you over. I just need that opportunity to get in front of you. So never eat alone came from my coach saying, are you going to eat lunch today? Yeah. How about tomorrow? Yeah. Friday? Yeah. If it's yes, Don't ever eat alone. So even if you're just like in between appointments, and this one I learned from my best friend, don't go and sit in the back of the restaurant with your laptop on a table, right? Go sit at the bar, because you're going to have a person to your left, a person to your right. You're going to start up a conversation. Next thing you know, they're buying or selling a house with you, or they're sending their cousin to you, right? So never eat alone means is that sit down, have somebody with you, meet a new person, build another relationship, get to know somebody who maybe you met someone at yoga. Maybe it's from your book club, but you don't really know her, but you want to get to know her, invite them out for lunch. Never eat alone. Now, what's going to happen at that lunch? Just a good old conversation. I'd never done that. Hey, I'm a realtor. Would you come and sell a house with me or buy a house with me? Do you have any real estate needs? I never do that. I hate the hard sales pitch. I don't do that. So what I do is I ask them questions like, hey, what do you do for a living? What does your husband do for a living? Is there any way that I can support you guys? Oh, your husband's a plumber? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Can I add him to my, we have what's called our preferred vendors list, right? So I'm truly building relationships, and I'm always coming from the perspective that if I can give before I take, now you owe me. I don't think you owe me, right? But they think they owe me. So if I'm keep sending plumber clients to her husband, right? Now she's gonna be like, oh my gosh, next time she's at a book club party, she's gonna tell all the ladies to use me as a realtor, right? So I want you to build these relationships, truly have a heart-to-heart at this lunch with the person. It's going to come up when you ask them what do they do for a living. Guess what? In return, they're going to ask you the same thing. So real estate will come up. I just don't want you to hard sales pitch them at lunch, because that's awkward. Okay, well, at least it's awkward for me. I don't do that. Number 2, track everything. I'm a huge nerd. My trackers have trackers. Number 1 is the greatness tracker. If you go to my profile on Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, I can share actually you'll find the greatness tracker in there. I'm going to walk you through it very quick. It takes 90 days, guys, to create new habits. This break bread is actually a part of the greatness tracker, but never eat alone. So what happens is you might look at your day to day and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I don't have time for do this or do that, right? But when you write it down, when you actually go through your day about like how many people you called, how many lunches you had, how many events you went to, how many cards you sent out, how many social media posts you made, how many past clients you called back, how many birthday parties, like all of that, right? You'll see how much you actually don't work, or how many things you do that is not tied to your real estate business. So when you start doing the greatness tracker, I want you to take a clipboard, clip pages to it, right? You get a greatness tracker page for every single week. And I want you to do that for 9 weeks, 90 days. That's more than 9 weeks, 12 weeks, 90 days. What happens is you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see where you are not working and you're slacking off. You're going to see when you are working, what's working, right? Is it the face-to-faces where you usually get your clients from? Is it the events that you get your clients from? Is it the thank you cards that you send out where you get your clients from? Is it the open houses? Is it the social media posts? Because eventually you don't want to have to do it all. Eventually you want to do the part that you're best at and makes you the quickest and the fastest the money that you need to make, right? But in order to do that, you have to track it. You need to know what are you doing and what's working, or what are you not doing to fill the time, right? So that's a greatness tracker. You can go to Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, go to my links and you'll find it. The next one is a lead tracker. I strongly recommend a CRM program. I use multitudes of them. I have LionDesk, I have KV Core, I have CRM Grow, I have Go High Level, I have ClickFunnels, you name it, I have it, right? But what happens is if you do this marketing thing right, and especially if you're doing it with the power of social media, you're going to end up with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of leads. You can't possibly get back to all of them, and you can need to figure out which one is hot, which one is warm, and which one is cold. Okay. So with the lead tracker, what happens is it's in a good old Excel sheet that has multiple tabs. For myself today, I'm no longer in production. I have a team in Michigan, but we still use the same exact lead tracker than I did. We just added on some additional tabs. Now, each of my agents have their own tab. So pretty much what happens is when a lead comes in, we have A, B, or C. A is hot, meaning that they're ready to buy in the next 30 days. B, 30 to 60 days, and C, 60 or 60 and on, right? Sometimes if the perfect lakefront property comes on the market. So we tag them, we assign them to an agent. So when I log in the morning, I see exactly how many active leads we have. I see who they are assigned to, and then we have notes. I see what they're buying or selling, or they're listing or buy side, what is their price range, what is the location they're looking in, and then we have notes. So I know what's going on every time I look at the tracker. Now on the tracker in the bottom, we have a pending tab, and then we have a closed tab. So active leads, pending, and closed. Why? Because you might have $7 million worth of active leads, right? And then you have 1.2 million pending, and then you have 2.4 closed. So I want to see by the end of the year, out of the leads that you have generated in 2023, how many of them are right now pending, because that's your next commission, and how many of them you've been able to close. So you want to see, do you have a 20% closing rate, a 30% closing rate? Is there some part to so set better your percentages, because you want to work less and make more money, right? Get better at closing. Okay, number 3, posting schedule. If you decide to do things with social media, it's a job. Just like cold calling is a job. If you cold calling, you wake up and you dial from 8 to 11 or whatever cold callers do. I don't know, because I don't do that, right? Never done that. Thank God I never had to do that. It's against my religion. I can't do that. I cannot beg someone for the business. I am not doing scripts. I say whatever the heck I feel like saying. And I always had a chip on my shoulder and always thought that they're lucky if they get to work with me. So cold calling is not for me. Okay, so let's go to the posting schedule. Instead, I do posts on social media and I talk to strangers and I bait, meaning imagine the fishing, right? Imagine that today you go to the lake, there's all kinds of fish in it, right? And then you're gonna fish with hot dogs. And then they're gonna bite or not bite. And tomorrow you're gonna fish with corn. And then next you're gonna fish with a lure. And then you're gonna take a shrimp and you're gonna take a whatever, right? Baiting means I'm changing up my lures to see which one's gonna make you bite, right? So for that, we have a posting schedule, and the agents on my team, they have to post in this order. Mondays, choose a listing from KV Core, any, I don't care, one that you love. It could be downsizing, upsizing, late from, not late from, condo, vacant land, whatever you want to do. But now here's the catch. If you post a $200,000 house, what kind of buyers are you going to find? People that shop in a $200,000 price range. If you post $1 million house, what kind of buyers are you going to find? People that shop in $1 million price range, right? What is the work the same? Yeah, you're going to work just as hard for the 200,000 that you're going to work for the million. Is the commission the same? Nope. You make 5 times more money here for the same amount of work than you make here. So what you post is in your control, right? Your income is in your control. How much money you're going to make is in your control. Now you might say, yeah, go, but there is no $1 million properties near me. Okay, how long do you have to drive? 30 minutes to find a gated community? Are you willing to drive 30 minutes longer to make 5 times more money? Because I will. If you're not willing to drive an hour for a $30,000 commission, I sure will. Right? So that's how I look at it. You get to control what you post based on which you control your income. So number 1, Mondays, choose a listing, any listing, I don't care. Mind you, it's in your control how much money you're going to make. Tuesdays, your listing. So every Tuesday, we post one of our listings. If we don't have a listing, then again, we just choose a listing from KV Core. Wednesdays, search for homes. So every Wednesday, I kind of just remind the people, hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but I have access to absolutely everything. And now that eXp is coming out with the national MLS, we literally have access to absolutely anything. We are like the Zillow. I'm so excited. So we post those on Wednesdays. Thursdays, open houses. So I service an area called Pinckney, Michigan. It's a very small area. So if I just did open houses in Pinckney, I'm lucky if there's one this weekend, right? So instead, I do the whole county. So we do Livingston County open houses, and we do that every single Thursday, because I feel like if we do Thursday night-ish, people will kind of be like, oh, this house is on the market. They'll make time for the weekend to go see it. And then Fridays, how much your home is worth. Fridays, we do how much your home is worth, because if you do this right, you're going to get some. Very first time I did it, I got 29 CMA requests, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to look over these numbers. I don't have time to call them all. So we put them on a Friday. So then I have the weekend to run the CMAs, even though KV Core will send them an automated market analysis, right? I just don't necessarily trust it. And if they finish the basement or put in a pond or things like that, then it's a totally different number, right? So usually what I do is the system sends them the CMA, but then I follow up with a phone call, just say, hey, the system sent you the numbers. How do you like it? Have you made any upgrades in your home? Because if you did and you didn't pull a permit, it's not reflected in your public records. It's not going to be reflected in the numbers. Would you like me to stop by, look at the condition of your home, and give you a true analysis, right? So those kind of things. The next one is the importance of reels. So when you do social media, you can't just do just sold, just listed, just closed, just whatever, or a flyer or those things, because that thing doesn't work, guys. It does not work. If it looks like a flyer, you're selling something. If you're selling something, I'm not buying. Many of my videos, you see there's no writing or no pictures. There's no writing on it. Why? Because if you put writing on something, if more than 20% of what you are posting is writing, then Facebook going to look at it, oh, it's a flyer. If it's a flyer, you're selling something. If you're selling something, you need to pay for advertising. So not even 2% of your current followers are going to see your post. So you do not want to do that. So, and next thing, you need to do reels. You need to do videos, guys. Video, video, video. What do you need to do? Video. Get in front of the camera. I don't care that you like, oh, it's too painful. Guess what? It's more painful to be broke than to be on camera. So just get on camera. Everybody knows you. That knows you, knows what you look and sound like. And the people that don't know you, what do you care what they think? Doesn't matter. Get on video, do reels. Now, videos do take some time to edit them. I don't have patience for that. So I have a team. I like to use, most of my employees are virtual assistants from other countries, even my editing team. And I have a TV show, guys. So if you go and look for Gogopreneur, you can see the editing team is from Venezuela, and they pretty much edit all of my videos. They can do reels for you and all that. If you need their information, just message me on Instagram and I'll send you their link. You can use them. I use them. I've been using them for years. The next one is websites, funnels, and ads. Now, you do have to have websites. You do have to have funnels. You need to run ads. Here's the thing. I do not run ads for real estate, right? The reason why is because I'm able, thank God, to generate so many leads organically. Then I do not need leads from online. But if you do need leads from online, it's a very simple fix, guys. Just run a $10 ad a day. Like, create a quick video, tell the world who you are and what you do for a living, what area you cover, and just plaster it all over for people to see. And then again, you need the website, because what are you using Facebook for? The audience. You're using Facebook for the audience, but you need to take that audience off of Facebook and take them somewhere. And that somewhere needs to be your website. That somewhere needs to be your calendar. That somewhere needs to be just call me, right? So what you want to do is create these funnels. So you take these social media platforms, the LinkedIn, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the YouTubes. Imagine a funnel, and then you're funneling them to that landing page, to that website, to that funnel, right? And on there, you're going to capture their information, so you need to follow up with them. Now, if you run ads on top of it, so you can do this organically, and that's what I do and teach. I do organic social media marketing. Thank God I have enough business and I don't have to run ads for that. Now, if you do see my ads, you see it for my agent attraction bootcamp, because I do have an agent attraction bootcamp, but that's the only ads I ever run, okay? And if I do webinars and those kind of things, I do not personally run ads for real estate transactions. But if you're asking me, you should absolutely do that. $10 a day, even if it gets you one client, right? By the end of the month, you have 30. If you can close at a 20% closing rate, you have 6 closings. And if you spend $10 a day, what is that? $300 for 6 closings? I mean, I don't know, do the math. What you think? Now, I don't know you. I don't know your area. I don't know what $10 is going to buy for you, right? Because if you have no social presence, $10 is going to get you less leads than if I spend $10, because I organically reach a million people a month with my profiles, right? More than a million, actually. So what happens is, if I spend $10, I'm organically reaching a million, plus the $10 reaches people that I didn't organically reach. If you don't have an organic reach, the $10 is going to buy you whatever. Makes sense? But as you are growing, you can grow that audience. You're going to reach more people organically and through paid ads. The next one is referring partners. Oh, and if you want the company who builds my funnels and runs my advertising, just again, message me on Instagram. Now, if you message me anywhere else outside of Instagram, you are going to get one of my virtual assistants. If you message me on Instagram, you get me personally. Okay. I use a company called The Wizard, and they pretty much just do all of my advertising. They build the funnels, all of that stuff. So if you need their information, let me know and I send it to you. Next one, referring partners. What do I mean by that? Number 4, referring partners. Well, it occurred to me about 4 or 5 years into my real estate career, then I sent about $9 million worth of buyers to a lender, and I never got a single lead in return. Well, it's a two-way street, honey. If I am feeding your family, I'm not expecting much, but I'm expecting you to feed mine. So look at your partners, your referring partners, the ones that you've been sending business to, and look at, do they do the same? Because guess what? Do you think that lender pre-approves clients that don't have an agent? Absolutely. The question is, who is he or she sending it to? Clearly not to you. And that means there is no two-way loyalty. There's only one way, and that person got to go. So when it comes to your referring partners, look at the list, who you've been sending clients to, and in return, have you gotten clients back? And then you have 2 options. You can have the conversation with them of like, hey, this is how it's going to go from now on. I'm not expecting anything that I wouldn't do for you. So if I'm sending you 10 clients, I'm expecting 10 in return. And if you can't do that, then we're going to have to part ways. Okay, the next one. Literally, sit down and write down, where did your last 5 transactions come from? Where did they come from? And I mean literally, where did they come from? Was it a bonfire conversation with so-and-so's cousin? Was it your book club, your yoga class? Was it your child's best friend's parents? Was it from online? Was it from open houses? Was it from Zillow leads? Whatever it is, I want you to look at your last 5 closings and literally answer the questions, where did it come from? But down to the very first contact. Did they DM you? Did they call you off of a yard sign? Like literally, how did the conversation start? And you are going to see a pattern. In those 5s, you're going to see, oh, 4 of them came from open houses. Where do you think you should spend your time? Or you might look at it and be like, oh, it's fear. They literally just kind of call me out of the blue. Guess where you need to be spending your time? Break bread, lunches with your sphere. Going to the birthday parties. Keep an eye on their Facebook accounts. Their kid just graduated. Send them a gift. They had their 20th anniversary. Send them out to dinner. Right? Like those kind of things. Like build those relationships. If it's your SOI where your leads are coming from, you need to nurture those relationships. So I want you to look at your last 5 closings, break it down literally step by step of where did they come from. The next one is mindset. I am huge on mindset, guys. I am a huge believer that your success, 95% of it is the 6 inches between your ears, is your thoughts, is how your mind works, is that how fast you make a decision, is how you look at life and how you take action on life. Everything that happens to you, you have 2 options. You can be a victim or a victor. It is your choice. And the decision-making factor is your brain, is your mind, right? Think of it this way. During COVID or any history event, right? Did somebody have it different than another? Did they have a different president or a different tax break or a different law? No. Everybody had the same thing. But how come some people will come out of that situation thriving and some people are broke? And that's their mindset. That's the only difference, is the decisions that they made in the same situation. In order to do that, you have to feed your brain. Not only that, but the person who made $16,000 in their first year could not possibly make the 2.7 million I made last year. It's not possible. It's a different person. Not only that, but your cells in your body change every 90 days. You can fight change up and down all day long, inside out, doesn't matter. You are physically not the same person who you were 90 days ago. Your cells are not the same in your body that you were 90 days ago. Not only that, but think about the person. Think about that little you in diapers. You know, it was at some point you were that little person in diapers, right? Is that you today? Is the same Junvier Batke? Yeah, it is. Is the same number on the birth certificate. It's the same social security number, but is it the same person? Change is inevitable. Not only that, but you have to leave your old self behind in order to be able to create that new person. To be able to take yourself to the next level, you have to leave the last level behind. And that's what's hard for people. It is okay to outgrow people. I know it hurts. I can tell you, I had an amazing real estate coach. And when I outproduced him, I felt super awkward. He was my mentor. I looked up to him. And when I passed him and outproduced him, I think it took me 3 months to get over it. It is weird, but it is necessary. When you outgrow someone, that just means that you grew faster than they did. Or they gave up at some point and you didn't. Or you had bigger goals than they ever did. So when it comes to mindset, I have a few quotes that changed my life. Number 1, write this down. In order to be a top 1%er, you have to do what 99% is not willing. Because if everybody was willing to do that, that 1%er would be an average person. The reason why that 1%er is there is because of the work ethic, maybe the amount of work that they put in, right? And the willingness to take risks. Most people live in their comfort zone. Top 1%er take risks. Bigger the risk, bigger the reward. Bigger the failure too, but who cares? You're going to go do it again. If you're not afraid of failure because you believe in yourself that you can do it again. One of my favorite is the light bulb story, right? Like Edison, they asked him, well, you tried 1,000 times and you failed 1,000 times. And he said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Mindset. I'm not afraid of failing. Who cares? At least I tried. Well, it wasn't for me, right? But I never want to look back at my life to be like, I wonder if I would have came to eXp and if I would have achieved anything. I don't have to worry about that because I'm here and I achieve things. Next one, build your dreams or someone will hire you to build theirs. I came from for the American dream. I didn't come here to build somebody else's dream. I will sure die trying to build my own. And right now, if you're in a position where you are collecting a salary, you're building somebody else's dream, somebody else's American dream. And the reason you do that is because you didn't bet on yourself. You didn't take the risk on yourself. It is risk. Of course, it's risk if you're working for commission and you're unemployed every time you sell the house, right? But if your pipeline is full and you know where your leads are coming from and you know what you need to do to get that next lead, you never worry about that. And the next one, if you find a way to make money while you're asleep, actually, if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will never be wealthy. And that's a Warren Buffett quote. So what does that mean? There's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day. And I remember when I sold 42 homes by myself, my head was spinning and I was like, I can't sell another home, not without sacrificing time with my family. And I wasn't willing to do that. When I got into real estate, my boys were 2 and 4 years old. I didn't get into it to take that mom away from them. I got into it to have it all, right? So I want you to figure out, you will get to your personal ceiling. And if you want to make more money, you're going to have to change something. So in that time, what I changed is that I started selling more expensive homes, same amount of transactions, higher volume, so higher commission. Eventually, I started a team. So today, I'm no longer in production. I am proud to say that in 2022, I personally sold 0 homes. That was my goal, and I reached my goal. Now, we did sell, I think 70, 68, something like that in my team with 1.5 agents. I had 1 agent full-time, 1 agent part-time. And I'm very proud of it. I don't even live in the state where my team is at. I don't pay for leads. I don't have an office. I like to say I have a black and white printer, but I don't even have a printer anymore because I brought it down here to Florida, right? So I have nothing in Michigan, and I run an adorable little team. And we did $3,000 short of $500,000 GCI, right? So you need to figure out how to multiply yourself or how to create other business opportunities that makes you money while you're asleep. So then you have what's called wake up money. And revenue share is one of that wake up money options, is that you work at it, right? And at some point or continuously, but it's making you money. Even if I don't roll out of bed today, if I get sick today, or if I take my family on vacation, I can still make that money. And I want you to figure out multiple ways. So an average multimillionaire has 6 to 7 revenues of income, and they only trade their time for one. I want you to figure out what you are trading your time for, and this better be the things that you enjoy and makes you the most amount of money. And the other 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to do needs to be passive, or you will hit a personal ceiling and you're not going to be able to go past that, because there's only one of you and only 24 hours. The next one is you get paid for the hour, what you bring to the hour. I know that if I go into, let's say the seller said that they're interviewing multiple agents. I know that I don't care who's on the other end. I'm going to win. I have been in the industry long enough. I have paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s for knowledge, right? When I walk into that room, I don't want to say I know it all, but at least I know the person who does, or I know the company who can help, right? So knowledge, not only that gives you, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-confidence, right? But it also gives you a heads up versus the agent who doesn't know their head from their behind because they just got into real estate. The next one, number 7, invest into yourself. What do you think I just meant by that? The last quote said the same thing. Invest into yourself. So here's the thing. Let's say there is that Tony Robbins event that's $10,000. Most people look at an event like that and says, oh, but it's $10,000 and I don't have $10,000. So there's a reason why you don't have $10,000, right? You don't know something and you need to know and learn it. But not only that, but if you believe that a person who's been there, done that could help you, do you think that if you spent $10,000 and you truly went and you paid attention, you took notes and you came home and you implemented what you learned, you could make that 10,000 back and then some? Absolutely. But most people look at things like how much it's costing me versus how much money is it going to make me. I no longer look at anything that how much it costs. I look at how much money am I going to make after I come out of there and I implement what I learn. In order to get knowledge, you can do it a few ways. You can do it the hard way and go try to do it yourself, or you can buy people's knowledge who's been there, done that. The reason why it's so expensive is because they've been there, done that. So you're not buying the philosophy of selling real estate from someone who never freaking sold real estate, like some of the real estate coaches that have their dad in real estate and now they do real estate, but they never actually sold a house, if you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't pay for that, but I would pay for people that actually done what they are teaching, because that's the quickest way to success. I want your knowledge put into my head over a weekend, and I want to come home and implement and build a business on your knowledge, and I will pay for that. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my career for knowledge. You're going to see me at every event. I'm at every eXp event, front and central. Sometimes I get to speak too. The next one is analyze your business. I want you to take a step back and look at your business and see, how did you get to where you at? What are your weaknesses? And hire that out, by the way. But also, if you want my help with analyzing your business, I do analyze people's businesses. One of my favorite things to do. Analyzing your business, you would come to the meeting with your numbers and what your pain points are, right? And I will look at your business and tell you what I would do. And for that, you will find, just go to gogobetke.com and you will find a link to jump into my calendar. I only take on 2 clients per month, so I'm not sure when my availability is, but if you have some, just click in there, take a look, and I'm more than happy to help you. Books, in case you haven't seen, I have plenty of books. I have books everywhere. I am a huge believer that you have to feed your brain to learn from others through books as well. If you go to my gogobetke.com and you go to my Amazon, you will find my book list, my book recommendation. So use that. One of my absolute all-time favorite, is it here? Well, I just used it a couple of days ago. I showed it to someone. It's The Greatest Salesman in the World, and by O.G. Mendino, I think the name is. And the next one is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Those two is an absolute must read. Reviews and feedbacks. I think it's huge. It's very, very important to have good reviews. People are going to Google you, and your clients, if they would just take 5 minutes of their time and give you a review, it's going to change your life. So reviews, I use Zillow. Why? Because Zillow is good at generating traffic to their site, and I want to be on Zillow. I just don't buy their leads or pay for their services, but I exist on there as an agent with a 5-star review. Google My Business. You have to have a Google My Business and get reviews on there, and your Facebook account. Okay, so those are the 3 main ones. Affiliates and giveaways. Affiliates are huge because it's affiliate income. It's additional income that you're going to get from using what's the word I'm looking for promoting other people's businesses and services, right? So for example, let's say I'm using CRM Grow and somebody asks me about CRM Grow. I'm going to send them my affiliate link, and through that, CRM Grow is going to pay me because I got them that client. Make sense? The next one is or the giveaways. You want your local businesses, you want to promote them because they have followers. You go to the local floral shop, you interview them. They've been in the business for 10 years. They inherited it from their mom and dad. They do blah, 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 right? And now you're going to tag them when you post that video. And then when you tag them, they're going to share it. So now everybody that follows that floral shop gets to see your account. You grew your audience. You just got yourself a client. The next one is multiply yourself. As I talked earlier, and this is my last one in number 10, as I told you earlier, you will hit a personal ceiling. When you hit that personal ceiling, you have to multiply yourself. You have to remove everything from your plate that you hate doing. You have to remove everything from your plate that needs to get done, but it really doesn't matter who gets it done. It just needs to get done. You need to remove everything from your plate that doesn't make you the money, even if you love doing it. There are things that I absolutely love doing, but it doesn't make me money. Well, I need to take my time here because I only have this hour. And in this hour, I need to make the most amount of money. So when you multiply yourself, I do that through VAs. I have 2 employees, my husband and Christy, who's been with me for 8 years, who are here in the United States with me. Everybody else is a virtual assistant. I do have house assistants too, actually. She just came in and gave me my water and my vitamin. Because if she doesn't do that, then I don't take my vitamins and I don't drink enough water, right? But besides that, everybody I have is a virtual assistant. I don't even know how many, over 20 virtual assistants, and they are all over this world. I have them from Pakistan and Brazil, and they are amazing, and I couldn't do what I do without them. Now, getting virtual assistants, it is a little painful. You do have to teach them things that you can't expect somebody to come into your business 12 years in and just take over your emails, right? Like, you have to teach them what's important to you, how do you respond to people, what's your lingo, those kind of things. So for 3 months, they're kind of an expense, but after that, they will make the money back, right? Because think of it this way. Now, when I work, and I only work 24 hours a week, right? Because I only work 3 days, but I have, let's say, 20 people that work full time. So I have 20 people that work 40 hours, that's 800 hours in a week, plus my 24 hours. So in every week, I work 824 hours. Do I work 824 hours? No, I don't. But 824 hours worth of work gets done. So you have to look at it. Do you have to do this exercise? No, you don't. Somebody has to do it. Pay them. Pay them to do it. So if you are making, calculate your hourly rate. My hourly rate is $2,300 an hour. So I know when I'm doing this, on average, I make $2,300. So if I'm doing this, which is data entry or sending paperwork to my CPA or whatever, stupid stuff, opening mail, right? Am I making 2,300 bucks an hour? No, I'm not. So I should stop doing that. Does it need to get done? Yes, somebody can get it done, just not me. So now instead of spending an hour here that doesn't make me any money, I'm going to spend time here that's going to make me 2,300 bucks an hour. Make sense? So that's what you need to do to make the most amount of money. You need to hire out everything else so they can work more than you do. So eventually you can retire. So I could be retired right now. I just wouldn't know what to do with myself. So if you know that you want virtual assistants, I founded a company. I'm no longer a partner, but if you want their information, where all of the VAs are trained, they come trained to you. Just let me know, message me, and I'm going to send you the link for you to get in touch with them. And that's it for today, guys. I did go a little over. Sorry about that. But these were the 10 tips for production in 2023.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Gogo. I hope I hope that you got as much value as I did from that. It was absolutely amazing. And it's not done yet. All right, my friends. Next up, we're going to be talking to Mike Sherrard. So Mike is a global team leader. He's an agent here at eXp who has helped over 3,000 realtors scale their business using social media. And it's really interesting what he does, and it's another session that I can promise you're going to hear something that you haven't heard before. So, we're going to talk to Mike and learn about the steps to recruit and putting that recruitment on autopilot using YouTube. So, let's toss it over to Mike Sherrard.
Within my first 2 years at eXp Realty, I became the #1 personal attractor in the history of the company without reaching out to a single agent, with the most number of personally sponsored agents and the most number of personally sponsored actively producing agents, or FLAs and FLQAs, converting at 98% from the people that I've talked to. And for the first time ever, what everybody's been asking for, I am going to break down exactly how I do that. I've never shared this on my channel before or publicly, so I'm really excited to give you an inside view as to how I've done this, but more importantly, how you can do this and the exact blueprint that you can do in order to become a client magnet, or rather an agent magnet, and have agents coming directly to you at scale with an astronomical conversion rate. Now, we also have another video about production. So if you want to know how to increase your production with video, drop a comment below and I'll make sure to send you that video as well. But this is all about agent attraction, scaling your team, your brokerage, or partnerships at these incredible cloud-based brokerages. And I'm really excited to break this down for you and to give you the entire blueprint. And again, things and videos that I've never shared before that are so easy to record. It blows my mind that nobody's tapping into it, but hopefully you will after you see this video. Now, again, one of the things I want you to do is understand where this can take you. Future pace yourself. See yourself in 12 months from today. Because if you're watching this, maybe you have 0 agents, 5 agents, 10 agents. You want to build a scalable organization, a revenue share organization, and have incredible people from all over the world partnering with you just by being you. And you can do this. I've seen it. I've helped so many people do this as well, all by leveraging the strategies I'm going to break down for you today. And again, in 12 months from now, this was us at eXpCon in 2022. We had hundreds of people showing up, and this can be your rev share organization if you just consistently execute on what I'm going to break down for you in this presentation. Now, just to show you and prove to you that this is just not a one-off case, something that I happen to do as a unicorn, but other people have been able to do this as well. You can see here, the big thing and the big misconception a lot of people have when it comes to looking at how I've approached agent attraction and building my revenue share organization is they think I actually came to eXp with this massive following and this big brand, and as a word that I don't like, but as an influencer or with influence. That could not be further from the case. If you actually know my story, I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, a place that not many people even know exists. Not to mention, I had 1,700 subscribers when I came to YouTube, or when I came to eXp. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't have this big brand. I didn't have a following. 2 years, 2.5, 3 years later, yes, I've got almost 80,000 subscribers, but I built that while I was at eXp. I did not come to eXp. So if you are just getting started today, you don't need to have a big following. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to have all of these vanity metrics. I started basically from 0 when I came here, and the only videos on my channel were basically production focused content for my local market. And it's allowed me to, again, build this, massive organization. I've got now over 1,500 agents within my first couple of years here. And now you can see that not only have I done this, but also Vinay, my partner, has done this in Spanish. So she started at eXp with 0 subscribers. She's never done a video. She's never had a YouTube channel before. And now she's got over 21,000 subscribers. She's one of the top attracting agents in the Spanish division within eXp and is absolutely crushing it just by following the exact same blueprint I'm going to be sharing with you. So the one point I wanted to get across here is that this is a duplicatable strategy. Anybody can do it, and you do not have to have a single ounce of influence or followers in order to get started today and start to build massive momentum, because despite what many people think, that is not the case of how I actually built this business. So let's dive into YouTube. And the reason why I'm focusing on YouTube is because of the searchability of it. Yes, you can do well with TikTok. Yes, you can do well with Instagram. But the ability to search on YouTube is the key to the success. So I'm going to break it down. Now, the one thing I want to get across before giving you the blueprint and talking about some of the more theoretical aspects of why you need to be leveraging YouTube before we get into the practical. Again, while some of these slides are going to be very consistent with some of the ones that have done related to production, I will be explaining it in a completely different way, tailoring it toward agent attraction. So even if you feel like some of these are similar, understand that the details and the nuances are drastically different, but this is the same. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction, and done is better than perfect. You have to just get started. These are my first videos before I came to eXp. As you can see here, looking like a scared little sad puppy dog. I could barely look at the camera. I could barely get a sentence out. I was petrified of being in front of the camera, massively introverted when I first got into real estate. And you can see here that I used to go to my old Remax office, at 11, 12 at night when I knew everybody had left, all the lights were off, and I could come here because I was so embarrassed of how terrible I was in front of the camera that I just didn't want anybody to catch me recording these videos. But now you can see, over 400 videos later, I feel at home in front of the camera. I absolutely love it. I have fun with it. And I can tell you from somebody that built their business in the beginning from door knocking, it is way more exciting and fun to be putting out cool, value-driven content that people are enjoying than to go be hitting up doors and strapping up and hitting the pavement. So getting started is really important. And again, the only way that you're actually ever going to improve is if you get started. I would never be where I am today, and with the camera confidence and the ability to speak in front of thousands on stage at these incredible eXp events, if this did not happen. If this terrible time where I was petrified of being on the camera, if those moments didn't happen, I said, hey, I suck on camera, I'm not going to get started, none of this would have been the case. So you need to take action and understand that you will improve over time. Now, why YouTube from an agent perspective? Well, creating relationships at scale, because we all know if you're at a cloud-based brokerage, if you're at eXp Realty, that this is all about relationships. And when you could start looking at how a lot of agents approach their agent attraction initiatives, whether it be calling agents or messaging or whatever they do, that is not usually the most valuable way to reach out to somebody, because it always comes across as an ask, because you're asking before you give. When you look at YouTube and you look at some of the videos that I'm going to show here, the exact ones that have led me getting hundreds of agents from one video is that I've over-delivered in terms of the value that I've shared in that video, to the point where people are now reaching out to me because they have seen one of my videos. Okay, they like it. They've seen a few of them. Now they know me. They've seen enough of them where I've over-delivered on value to the point where they now trust me, and then they reach out, which is absolutely incredible. So this is the easiest way to create relationships of scale, because again, I am all for events, but when you look at this and you look at the data, there's about, 25 days worth of people watching my content every 24 hours. You can't even compete with that with in-person events when you start looking at the consistency of this. Also, consumer behavior. People would a lot more likely watch a video and enjoy watching a video explaining the details, the experience, what it's been like to be at this brokerage, how agents are succeeding over here, than read articles about it. It's just based on the fact that people would rather view information and have the option to listen than to have to read it, which is really important. Showing versus telling, as I'm going to show you, I've never really talked about this, but one of the big things is highlighting the different success stories of what it's like when people have partnered with you. A lot of people talk about when they're talking to other agents during their agent attraction and recruiting initiatives is that they're telling people, here's what we do for agents, here's what we're going to do for you. Well, when you look at the fact that I've leveraged YouTube, I just show people. I could show you the exact results I've had with agents. Go look at my YouTube channel and look at some of the playlists talking about the different success stories of people that have partnered with me. Now I'm showing you the difference of what it's like to partner with us than other brokerages. And not just telling you. And when you can show people, there's more credibility, there's more validity, and there's more proof in the pudding that makes people actually have a deeper level of credibility for what you're saying. It also creates massive leverage of your time and your income, right? I do not, again, I've never reached out to a single agent about joining eXp. So now the only effort that I have to put in is 30-minute Zoom calls to convert them, which are converting at 98% per call after 30 minutes, and I've never followed up with a single agent as well. So we start looking at this. This is really important because now instead of having to do like most, which is either logistically set up an event, go to the event, do the presentation, follow up, that is multiple steps, takes hours of time, and you may get a couple people. If you look at the other alternatives where you're maybe calling agents or DMing agents or anything like that, well, you have to call one by one, hope they pick up, hope you can set the appointment, follow up, try to convince, nurture. For me, agents book into my calendar. I sit down for 30 minutes. Most of them on average now take anywhere from 13 to 17 minutes, and 98% join within that 13 to 17 minute window. And I do not have to do any follow up because of the fact that, again, when they're reaching out to me, they've already made their decision that I'm the person that they would like to interview. Sure, in many cases, they're vetting different sponsors. They're sponsor shopping, as many like to call it, but they've reached out to me for a reason because they've already made the conscious decision that I'm one of the options that they would like to entertain. And then we can come here and I've got all of this backing and this proof and these success stories, then that almost is the decision-making factor for them. So that's why, as I'm going to show you later, it's going to be really important to be putting out very specific types of videos. Now, I didn't update this from one of my other slides, but I converted 90%, which is incredible, instead of 1 to 5% like many people. And it is a blue ocean opportunity, again, until more people start to leverage it. Now, a couple myths before we talk about mistakes, and then I'm going to break down my exact YouTube channel and how you can do this to attract thousands of agents as well, is that you do not need a large following in order to get incredible results. One agent at the cap at eXp is $2,800 a year in your first tier. If you get one agent that comes from one of your videos, then that's worth its weight in gold. Especially, that does not account if they duplicate. If that one turns into 10 or if that one turns into 50, well, that's now a significant amount just from that one YouTube video. And you don't need a large following. I joined here. I had my first, I think, 50 or so agents before I even hit 2,000 subscribers. And that's only 300 more than when I joined eXp. So when you start looking at this, the incredible part of, not just YouTube, but also eXp as the best brokers that I've ever seen, is that if you get one person to partner with you, that's great. If you duplicate, the lifetime value of that partnership goes from, if they're a capping agent, $2,800 per year to maybe $10,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year if they turn into a rock star, all from one person. So when we start looking at this, this is about the lifetime value opportunity, not just the yearly income, but that $2,800 a year over the course of 5 years, plus the duplication, can be millions of dollars when you start breaking down this brokerage. And that's why it's important to look at the leverage that this creates you. Also, you don't need to hire expensive equipment or a videographer. I've done all of these videos from the comfort of my home. And if you look at the video that I'm actually going to reference here, it is absolutely terrible, but it's led to over 250 agents from that one video. And I was just using an iPhone. Also, people think they have no interest or value to share. Well, number one, if you understand this business model, which is the number one and most important aspect of why I've converted so high and what you need to do, you need to understand all of the different nuances of this model: the production compensation, the stock breakdown, the vesting period, the tiered vesting period for the 2 different ways you can hit icon status, the revenue share, breaking down all the different nuances of the mathematics of this, breaking down the willability and all of these different ancillary benefits of the, for example, cloud-based brokerage and the resources we get with KB Core and SkySlope and, Morgan Stanley ShareWorks and the workplace and things like that. But if you understand the model, you've got more than enough information to share, because the majority of agents are come from either one of the types of videos I'm about to show you or my breakdown of the model. But also, if you joined eXp, you've got a story to share. And a lot of people want to hear, why did you join? What has been your experience? What have you done since coming here? And there's a lot of people that are just like you. Even if you've done nothing here, why did you make the decision to come here? This is the really important aspect of just sharing your story. And the craziest part is most people don't even know this. When you share your story, it releases oxytocin in the listener. That's the same hormone that's released when people give birth, right? So when you look at this, the ability to share your story and the intimacy that connects with the viewer is unbelievable. I'm also going to help you make sure that it doesn't take a lot of time, and you are definitely not too late, because nobody's really doing this, especially from an agent attraction perspective. So when we start looking at some of the mistakes, and then the next slide, I'm going to be breaking down my actual analytics for you. Not being consistent. I've never missed a video, 2 videos a week for the last 3 years since I've been at the company. That's one of the main reasons why I've seen the success that I have, because I never skip a beat. Batching your content is the #1 way to do this. Also, that leads to infrequent posting. Do not overcomplicate this and overthink the process. It's very, very simple. I'm literally going to give you the blueprint here in the coming slides of exactly what types of videos to put out. And almost every single person that's watching this right now will be able to start recording those literally today. You're creating videos for the wrong audience. This is very, very common when it comes to agent attraction. Is people are trying to just recreate what I've done or recreate what somebody else has done. But your superpower is sharing what you've done, sharing your experience, not trying to do a spin-off of somebody else, but based on your transparent, authentic, and genuine experience. What does that look like? And you don't have to reinvent the wheel, as I'm going to break down here. So let's talk about this. You can see here, looking at my YouTube channel, this was just a little month window at the end of last year that I just wanted to share, where it's almost 2 million views within this window. You can see here, the average agent, if they're actually, prospecting for agents, I see on average maybe puts 1 to 3 hours into agent attraction a day, maybe at best. And that's usually not 7 days a week. That's usually 3 to 5 days a week. When you break down my analytics and the amount of views that I'm getting, I'm essentially within this, period of time, prospecting or talking to agents 25 days every 24 hours because of the amount of watch time. That's almost 3 weeks of attracting every 24 hours, whether or not I'm working, whether I'm on, the beach at, Brent's Cobble event, or whether I'm, spending time, with family or anything else like that. This is still running. This is a machine. This is an attraction machine. And this is what creates massive leverage. Is a lot of people are wondering why they're not scaling. Well, they haven't built their attraction initiatives in an avenue that's actually going to scale. But not only that, you can see ranking on YouTube. If we look at eXp Realty Review, this one video has generated, based on my tracking systems, over 250 agents. And you can see here, this was literally in the living room of my old small condo, just with the city in the background, my couch in here. And it's really not that great in terms of the quality. But the caveat, the feedback that I got from this video is that it is the clearest explanation people have seen about the different nuances of the model. So the way to get over, or the way to overcompensate for maybe the lack of experience on video or the lack of high quality equipment, is to over deliver on value. If you over deliver on the clarity and the nuances of this business model, you will have more agents than you could ever dream of coming directly to you every single day. I have about 4 to 6 agents booking into my calendar every single day. And now I've actually shrunk that down, helping my business partners grow. But that's what I was doing for the first 2 years in order to become a top attractor, just by people coming directly to me from this content. But also, not just YouTube, you can rank #1 on Google. So if you look up eXp Realty Explained, you can see here, just by, again, breaking down the common questions, the common nuances, the misconceptions, the myths of the brokerage, all of the different things that people are curious about. This is what is being searched. If people look up eXp Realty Explained, my free YouTube video shows up, which is incredible. And YouTube already breaks down the key moments within Google. So now people can skip to directly what they're doing within these chapters. But you can see here, now it not only ranks on YouTube, but if people are Googling it again, within my one market center, 90 people a month are now seeing this as well. So let's break down these videos that have done incredibly well. And again, if you want to know the formula of how to actually optimize your videos to rank #1, just again, drop a comment and I'll actually share that video with you, because we did that on another Level Up series with eXp Realty. And that's a video that will show you how to rank your videos #1. But in this video, I just want to talk to you about the types of videos that you need to be creating. So when we look at this, 2 incredibly important case studies here. These are different playlists that are on my YouTube channel. And this is what every single agent at eXp should be focusing on, which is not selfishly highlighting yourself, but selflessly highlighting the incredible partners that you have. Of course, if you don't have anybody, start talking about your experience. But as you start to have more partners partner with you, then again, in the beginning, I talked about my experience, why I came to eXp, what it's been like, a 6-month review, a 90-day review. But then once I started having partners partner with me, I started showcasing their experience. And now that creates duplication of the content and it expands your reach. So we could see here, new agent success stories. Every single one of these agents is my organization at eXp by design. So now if new agents are looking to choose a brokerage and they're considering eXp, I don't have to go pitch to them why our group is so valuable, why people should look at us. They can come to my YouTube channels, see all these massive success stories from agents that have partnered with us, and they've already validated it themselves. So now they're making the decision by seeing and all these people that have highlighted within my channel. Well, guess what? Maybe you're an experienced agent. Well, these are also success stories. And every single one of these agents is also in my organization at eXp, highlighting their success stories. So by pouring into my revenue share organization and highlighting the incredible things that other people are doing, now this video, let's say we take this video, assuming here, 33,000 views, 41 minutes. This is essentially a 41-minute running testimonial and case study of what it's like to partner with me and the success agents have had when they partner with us, to the point where even though it's entirely focused on showcasing the person that's in this video, it simultaneously doubles as a 30, 40, 20-minute case study and testimonial for what it's like to partner with me at eXp, because every single agent here that I ever feature on my channel is in my revenue share organization at eXp. So it doesn't matter who you come through. Now there's a touch point that you are going to find about somebody that has partnered with us and seen absolutely astronomical success. And what I use, and I won't get into the details of this, but I now use these videos to strategically help each of these agents build and duplicate their own revenue share organization. So how are you going to improve, and what are the exact videos that you should be putting out, which I'll break down here for if you're just getting started or if you're looking to scale. So number one, practice on attachment and on biasism. So when you're looking at, maybe you're starting with eXp explain type videos of breaking down the nuances of the stock or the revenue share, the icon program or production, or anything like that. You have to look and see, is your content more valuable than anybody else's? And this is incredibly important, because people are not looking for quality in terms of the production quality. They're looking for quality in terms of the information that's delivered. So what you need to do is, if you're doing a video about eXp explained, go type it into Google or YouTube rather, look at the top 3 videos currently ranking for that and watch them start to finish. Then go watch your video and say unbiasedly, if it wasn't you that did that video, but if you're just watching it for the first time, would you watch your video or would you watch any of the top 3 currently ranking? If you would watch any of the top 3 currently ranking versus your own video, because maybe it's more engaging, it's more valuable, it's more clear, concise, and credible, then you need to get back to the drawing board. Additionally, with the thumbnails, take your thumbnail graphic, the graphic image that's going to be part of your optimization for YouTube, and put it beside the top 3 that are ranking on YouTube and say, would I click on my video or any of these top 3 that are ranking? And if your thumbnail is not more enticing or more, professional or high quality, then you might want to invest into outsourcing that on something like Fiverr. Let the data and analytics guide you. So what gets measured gets managed. And this is incredibly important, because a lot of agents make the assumption that the videos that have attracted so many agents to my organization are the ones about social media strategies. Could not be further from the case. Data shows that the ones that are attracting people are the ones that are breaking down the brokerage model and the case studies and success stories of agents with my organization. So start to study the data on YouTube in order to see, where are the majority of people coming from. Make it a priority and a non-negotiable in your calendar as well. This is the number one most important thing. If it's not in your calendar, it does not exist. Every single agent I've ever seen fail at YouTube or struggle with it, I will ask them to pull up their calendar and say, show me which time you've got blocked off each and every week that is a non-negotiable in your calendar to record content. Nobody to date has ever been able to do it. So when you look at my calendar, 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every Saturday, broken off, blocked off, non-negotiable. I will not meet with anybody, not agents, not brokers, not team leaders, not anybody, That is my recording time. But that's also, I've been able to be consistent no matter what. And I batch 1 month of content at a time. So if I do have to miss a Saturday, then I've already got my month's worth of content done ahead of time. And you can proactively stay ahead of the curve to make sure that you're consistent. Here is the big one. Over deliver on value. This is the big mistake I see a lot of agents make when they start leveraging YouTube for agent attraction. They say, I'm going to give away 80% of the information, but to get the extra 20%, you have to book a call with me. And what happens is people don't want to do that. They say, well, why did you leave me hanging? Why didn't you give me all of the information? For me, my perspective is I'm going to give away 110% of the information. And then if I give so much value away in my videos for free, the general thought process is, well, damn, if you gave all of that away for free, I wonder what's behind the closed doors and behind the curtains when I partner. But also, it is a clear demonstration of my understanding of the model. And this could be a clear demonstration of your understanding of the model. The feedback that I get from agents that partner with me from YouTube are the ones saying, Mike, I've watched all the other videos on YouTube. Yours are just the most clearly explained and they go the most in depth. So I got all of the answers that I was looking for. Now I just want to talk about what it's like to partner with your group. Well, if you're leaving out information, they're going to go down the rabbit hole and watch somebody else's videos that has that extra 20% and reach out to them, not you. So you want to over deliver on value. If you ever get to the thought process where you're thinking, I'm giving too much away, that is a perfect sign that you're giving away just enough. So what videos work? A couple different things. 4 different videos that work incredibly well to attract agents. Number 1, brokerage. So this is breaking down the different nuances of the brokerage. Again, I cannot stress how important it is to not be sending videos about the model explained, but to rather understand how you can explain the model to people. The reason why I've been able to convert so high is if you book a call with me, I've never gotten into a situation where I cannot answer a question that somebody has about the brokerage model. That's because in the beginning I did. Of course, in the beginning I needed to go, ask my sponsor, go into the cloud, ask somebody in onboarding or, the broker or something like that. But after putting out enough content and having enough conversations, I to date over the last year haven't needed to ask anybody for an answer. So that means that my understanding of this model and my ability to tailor it to each and every individual, whether you're a new agent, top producer, looking to retire, broker, team leader, anything, is I could do that on the call in real time, not having to send a video to somebody, say, hey, go watch this. If you send a video to somebody, the worst part is you cannot control how much of that video they consume. So they might skip through the whole thing. They might watch 15 seconds of it. But if I'm explaining it to them on a live call, I am confirming that they are taking in all of the information that they need. That comes down and stems from your understanding of the brokerage model, which is first and foremost the most important thing when it comes to content, because that allows you to do number 1, which is breaking down the different nuances of the brokerage model and how to tailor that, the different team structures, things like that to, one of the videos that's great. Self-organized, standard, or mega icon. What are the different nuances, pros and cons of each? Who's it for? That comes down to your understanding of the brokerage model. Number 2, your experience at the brokerage model, talking about what it's been like after, 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. What's it done for you? What's it done for your family? What's it done for other agents? Your experience here is incredible also at the events. Number 3, community, sharing different case studies and success stories of people in your community within your revenue share organization, like I just showed you. And then also training. So my niche happens to be social media for real estate agents. So a lot of people come to my training on social media, and then they'll see some of the other eXp videos of the case studies, and then they will go down that rabbit hole. Maybe your niche is luxury, new agents, or agent training, agent coaching, anything like that. But training is another great way to demonstrate your experience within the industry and your knowledge that you have. So to pull things full circle again, I just want to drive home the point that you do not need to come here with influence. If you are literally just going to start your YouTube channel today, in the next 12 months, you can completely change the trajectory of not just your business, but your life, because I've used these exact strategies to, again, take my family on their dream vacation, knock off every single thing I had on my bucket list before I turned 30 at the end of last year. And it has completely changed not just my life, but it's changed the lives of agents that have partnered with me as well, because this is one of the controversial statements I say all the time, is that you can't change somebody's life by helping them buy or sell a house, but you can change their life by helping them join a brokerage that will set them financially free forever. I mean, so many agents say they get into real estate because they want to change lives. This is the number one way you could change lives at scale, is to share your message at scale, create massive leverage of it, highlight the incredible partners that you've welcomed into your eXp family, and start to use YouTube to create leverage and build that attraction magnet so that you become an agent magnet and have agents coming directly to you that are converting at an astronomical rate because you've already demonstrated your knowledge, experience, and skill set of this brokerage opportunity before they've even booked with you. So if you have any other questions about agent attraction or leveraging YouTube to attract agents, drop a comment below. I'll be in the comments to make sure that I respond to each and every one of you. I appreciate you taking the time, and I can't wait to see your revenue share organization explode over the next 12 months.
Woof. All right, folks, that was Mike Sherrard, and that was straight fire. I loved that session here. So Mike Sherrard just gave you the blueprint for YouTube. GoGo gave you the blueprint for generating leads in 2023, and they were both outstanding. Outstanding. I got a lot of value. I bet you did too. But can I ask you a question? Have you ever wanted the blueprint for the fundamentals? Have you ever wanted something or someone to be a guide for you? With, what do I even do? What do I even say when I get a client, right? If I just wish I had a Sherpa, I wish I had a guide. So now I am here to give you the blueprint for momentum, the blueprint for action. So I am talking about our new learning path. It is called Action, the Path to Production. So it is going to be ideal for our new and early career agents who are looking to build a strong foundation and get started in the business. We are talking generating leads. We're talking turning leads into clients. There was someone in the chat who wanted some information on that. I'm talking to you. I want you to click the link we're going to put in the chat right now. We are talking about helping get an offer to get to close, right? Getting referrals through great service. How should you follow up? We're talking about all of this stuff. This is the step-by-step training program that's going to help you as an eXp agent develop a plan and put that plan into action. And we're going to give you the tools and the skills to launch your business and get into production. So I want you to click that link, dive into it. I assure you it is going to be valuable to your business. So as we close out here today, I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope that you got a lot of value today. And I also want to remind you to tune in on Friday for BAM, our big agent meeting. It's going to be a fire. It's going to be awesome, guys. I promise. So join us on Friday. Click the like the video and click the subscribe button so you get that notification when we go live next. And for now, I will send you away with this message. It's time to take action and go level up.